Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our panel discussion titled Understanding and Supporting Student Mental Health in Schools. Mental health is no longer something we can ignore, especially when it affects so many young people today. Many students are quietly struggling with stress, anxiety, and even depression, and this challenge can deeply affect their ability to focus, learn, and enjoy life both inside and outside of the classroom. This topic matter not just to students, but also to teachers, parents, and school leaders, because all of us play a part in recognizing and supporting those who are struggling. According to World Health Organization 2021, 1 in 7 adolescent aged 10 to 19 experiences mental health issues. This shows just how urgent it is for school to create environments that support mental wellness early on. In today's panels, we aim to raise awareness, spark conversation, and explore real solutions that can make a difference. I hope today's discussion will inspire all of us to take student mental health seriously with empathy, understanding, and action. Mental health issues among students are often invisible, yet they have a very real impact. Stress, anxiety, depression, these are becoming more common in classroom, affecting not only academic performance, but also relationships, motivation, and long-term well-being. Today, we will hear from our four insightful panelists who will help us explore the causes, influences, impacts, and solutions related to student mental health. Let me introduce our panelists. First, Muhammad Azmil, who will share how mental health struggle begin among students. Second, Muhammad Ihsan, who will explain how culture, schools, and peer environments influence students' understanding and mental health. Third, Teh Xue En, who will explore how mental health challenge impact academic life. And lastly, Muhammad Al-Fateh, who will highlight solutions and support system that can be implemented in school. To begin our discussion, let's understand where mental health challenges often begin. Students face academic stress, peer pressure, and social media influence, and even family issues, all of which can trigger emotional distress. So, to start, Azmil, can you share with us how does mental health struggle start in students?
First and foremost, Assalamualaikum and hi. And thank you to Ain, our moderator. So, nowadays, mental health problems are increasing among students. There are many causes, but today I would like to go deep into the root of the issue. So, there are three main issues that are causing mental health problem among the student. First is academic pressure. Second, social media and peer pressure. And lastly is family issues. So to kick things start, academic pressure is one of the biggest reason why students suffer from mental health issue. Many students are pushed to get excellent result, sometimes by their teacher, parent, or even by themselves. They are afraid to fail because they believe their future depends on only academic success. This will cause stress, anxiety, and sometimes even depression. Some students always feel like they are never good enough, no matter what they did. Yeah, and they put too much pressure on themselves lah, basically. Secondly is social media and peer pressure. It also play a big role. Social media can make students compare themselves with others on the platform. They see their friends posting a perfect pictures and good result, and they start to feel like they are not doing well enough. Peer pressure also makes students feel like they must follow trend or behave in certain ways to be accepted. When they cannot cope with this pressure, it can lead to low self esteem and mental health problem. And lastly is family issues. Family issues is one of the common reason why students are affected with mental health issue in Malaysia. So some students grow up in a broken family, or they may face financial problem at home. They might also have a strict parent who expect too much. When students did not receive enough support or love from their families, they can feel lonely, stressed, and emotionally weak. So to conclude things, mental health issue among students usually do not happen suddenly. They build up from this problem, which is academic pressure, social media and peer pressure, and family issues. It is important for all of us to understand and help these students who are struggling with these challenges. Yeah, so that's all about it.
Okay, Azmil. In your opinion, how can school reduce academic pressure without lowering academic standards?
Okay, so the school can reduce the academic or mental health issue among students without lowering the academic standard. So for they can start first thing they can start focus on balanced learning. For example, school can encourage project based learning and teamwork instead of only focusing on exams. This way, students can still learn the same knowledge but in more enjoyable and less stressful way. Other than that, school can also provide counseling services, and stress management workshop to teach students how to manage their time and emotion better. Teacher can also give more continuous assessment like quizzes, presentation, and group work instead of depending only on big final exam. So through this way, students can learn more effectively without feeling too much pressure, and the academic standard will still remain high. So that's all.
Thank you, Azmil. That was a powerful breakdown. Now that we understand the causes, let's explore how students' environments shape the way they deal with mental health. Different culture and school settings influence how openly students talk about their struggles. Friends also play a big role in either supporting or isolating them. Daniel, how do culture, schools, and friends influence the way students understand and deal with mental health?
Thank you, our moderator, for the question. So, mental health is an important part of our overall well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and handle everyday situations like school, relationships, and stress. But even though mental health is something we all have, people understand and experience it in the different ways. So, the differences can be shaped by things like culture, the schools we go to, and the people we spend time with. Learning about these different perspectives helps us understand others better and creates a more caring and supportive environment. And one big factor is culture. The way we are raised, the values we are taught, and the beliefs of our families and communities all affect how we see in mental health. In some cultures, it's normal to talk about feelings and seek help from professionals like counselors or therapists. In other cultures, people might keep their problems private because they worry about being judged or seen as weak. This can make it hard for students to speak up or get support when they are struggling. And another important factor is the role of schools and universities. Since students spend most of their time at school, it's important that schools also have a supportive place. When schools provide mental health service, run awareness programs, or encourage open conversations, it can make a big difference. Students are more likely to feel safe, understood, and confident in asking for help. But not all schools have the same resources or focus on mental well-being, which can leave some students feeling a bit alone. And lastly, the people around us, especially friends and classmates, also can influence how we deal with mental health. Sometimes, talking to a friend who understands can be just as comforting as speaking to a counselor. When friends support each other, listen without judgment, and show kindness, it helps break the stigma around mental health. Being open with each other makes it easier for everyone to feel like they belong and are not alone in their struggles. In the end, understanding mental health from different perspectives remind us that everyone's experience is unique. By learning about these differences and being kind and supportive, we can help build a more compassionate and mental healthy world for ourselves and for those around us. That's all from me.
Okay. What step can school take to create a more culturally inclusive approach to mental health support?
Okay, so schools can do many things to make mental health support more inclusive for students from different cultures. Firstly, teachers and school staff should be trained to understand how culture affects mental health. Some students come from families where mental health is not openly discussed, so it's important for teachers to know how to talk to them in a respectful way. And it also helps if schools hire counselors or support staff from different backgrounds. When students see someone who understands their culture or speaks their language, they may feel more comfortable asking for help. Schools can also provide some information in different languages so that everyone can understand it, including the parents. Besides that, schools should include different cultural viewers when teaching about mental health. This shows students that it's okay to think or feel differently and that everyone has their own way of coping. Schools should also create safe spaces where students can talk or get help without feeling judged or embarrassed. Some, some may not want others to know, so private supports like anonymous hotlines or quiet counseling areas are very helpful. And parents and families should also be involved because schools can invite them to talks or workshop to explain why mental health is important and how they can support their children. This helps change all ways of thinking and builds better understanding and between schools and families. Lastly, schools should celebrate cultural diversity and show that all cultures are respected. Events like Mental Health Day or Cultural Week can help students feel proud of who they are. Posters and videos should also show students from different races, religions, and languages. In short, schools take time to respect different cultures, and students will feel safer and more supported. This makes it easier for everyone to talk about mental health and get the help that they needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Your points truly show that creating a supportive culture both at home and school can make a major difference. Next, we turn to how mental health affects academic success. Many times, when a student falls behind, it's not about laziness. It's about what they are carrying emotionally. Teh, can you explain the impact of mental health problem on students' concentrations, attendance, and academic performance?
Thank you, Moderator Ayn. So mental health problems can have a serious impact on students' concentration, attendance, and also overall academic performance. Conditions such as anxiety, depression, and also chronic stress can interfere with a student's ability to focus, stay motivated, and retain information during lessons or while studying. As a result, students may struggle to complete assignments on time, perform poorly on exams, or avoid academic tasks altogether. Mental health challenges can also lead to increased absenteeism, as students may feel overwhelmed, unwell, or unmotivated to attend classes. Over time, this can result in a decline in academic achievement and lower self-esteem, creating a cycle of stress and poor performance. Addressing mental health is therefore essential for supporting students' academic success and well-being. That's all for me. Thank you.
All right, Teh. Can you share any real-life example or case where mental health and intervention improve a student academic performance?
Okay. A real-life example of how mental health intervention improved academic performance involved a 20-year-old university student named Aisha. In her second year of a computer science program, Aisha began experiencing high levels of anxiety due to academic pressure and social isolation. As a result, she started missing deadlines, avoiding classes, and her grades dropped significantly. Concerned about her declining performance, she reached out to the university's counseling center and was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, which is GAD. And with the help of regular cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, Aisha learned to manage her anxiety and negative thinking patterns. She also received academic coaching to help her break down tasks and improve time management. Her counselor taught her stress reduction techniques such as mindfulness and guided breathing. and work with her lecturers to arrange accommodations like extended dayliners. Over time, Aisha became more engaged in her classes, regained her confidence, and her sleep and focus improved. Within one semester, her GPA increased by 1 point. She later shared her story during a campus mental health awareness event to encourage others to seek help. This case query demonstrates that with the right support, mental health intervention can significantly boost academic success. Thank you.
Thank you, Teh. That really opens our eyes to the hidden battles students face. Now that we've discussed the causes and impacts, it's time to talk about solutions. What can we do to help? Al-Fateh, what are the solution and support system that schools, teachers, and parents can provide to help students with mental health problems?
Thank you for the question, Ain. In Malaysia, one of the most important things we can do is recognize that mental health isn't just an individual issue. It's a shared responsibility between schools, teachers, and parents. Let's start with school. Every school has a counselor or guru counseling, but we need to ensure they are approachable and well supported. Schools can also collaborate with organizations like Befriend This KL, MMHA, or Relate Malaysia to bring in expert talks, counseling sessions, or even mental health screenings using simple tools like DASS21. Teachers are in a strong position to spot early signs, like sudden silence, lack of focus, or absenteeism. But to do this effectively, they need basic training in mental health literacy. These programs are available even locally to help teachers identify symptoms and refer students for further help. Just as we train teachers to recognize physical illness, we must also train them to recognize emotional distress. Parents, meanwhile, play a crucial role at home. School can organize regular workshops to teach parents how to talk to their children about stress, anxiety, or even more serious issues like self-harm. At home, parents can build emotional safety by setting routines, encouraging open conversations, and limiting excessive screen times. So when schools, teachers, and parents each play their part and communicate consistently, we can create a full circle of support that gives every student a better chance to stay mentally healthy.
Okay, Fateh, in your view, what challenges do schools face when trying to implement mental health program and how can they overcome these obstacles?
Okay, that is a very relevant question, especially in the Malaysian context. One of the biggest challenges schools face is lack of resources. Not every school has enough trained counselors, and some teachers already feel overwhelmed with academic responsibilities. Mental health is often seen as extra work rather than something core to student success. Another issue is stigma. Talking about depression or anxiety is still uncomfortable in many communities. Some parents may even resist school initiatives, thinking it's not necessary or believing that mental health issues are a sign of weakness or bad parenting. There's also the problem of unclear guidelines. While there are general frameworks from the Ministry of Education, many schools are not sure how to implement programs in a structured, long-term way. They may only do one-off mental health weeks without proper follow-ups. So how do we move forward? First, training must be simple, practical, and accessible. Using platforms like Google Meet or WhatsApp to deliver mental health tips to teachers and parents. NGOs like Relate or MMHA already have free materials schools can adopt. Second, schools can start small. Even simple activities like emotional check-in boards, peer support groups, or journaling exercises can make a big difference if done consistently. And finally, we must normalize the conversation. The more students, teachers, and parents talk openly about emotions, stress, and mental health, the less power stigma will have. And the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child, and when that village includes mental health, everyone can benefit from it. That is all.
Thank you, Al-Fateh. Those are practical and empowering steps that schools and family can take. Before we end, let's take a moment to summarize the key points from today's discussion. Azmil helped us understand that mental health struggles can begin with academic pressure, social media, and family stress. Daniel showed us how culture, school environment, and peer support shape the way students understand and respond to mental health issues. They highlight the direct impact of mental health and academic performance, from concentration and attendance to motivation. And Al-Fateh provides solution, training for teachers, whole school programs, and collaboration with families. It's clear that mental health is not a side issue. It's central to student success and well-being. To all students, your mental health matters. And to all educators and parents, your support make a difference. Thank you to our panelists for your valuable insights, and thank you to our audience for being part of these meaningful conversations. Let's continue to listen, support, and create safe space because every student deserves to thrive. Thank you and have a good day.